I used to see people say, you're the greatest project you'll ever work on, so work on yourself. I really never understood what people meant when they say, like, work on yourself. It's like I never really contextualized the whole meaning of working on yourself. And so, I now went into a season of where I wanted to do a holistic approach, and I did a holistic approach to my life. And a holistic approach, this is where I'm not only working on one aspect of my life, but because I do know one thing can affect everything, I chose to now work on it on a holistic approach. This is in terms of I'm not only working on my physical body, I'm also working on my mental well being. Away from my mental well being, I'm working on my spirituality, my spirit, my relationship, my personal relationship with God. And away from that personal relationship with God, there's another part of self awareness, being aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, of the way you think, of your beliefs, being aware of all these things and understanding. I do have this particular mindset at the moment, and this is how things have been working out. And so now I have to let go of this particular mindset or this way of doing things that has been making me see the same results that I've been seeing in my life. And so now I have to do something different that makes me now see this whole situation in a whole new way. And now you get into that space of just self acceptance. This is you accepting yourself just the way you are, your creativity, your flaws, your strengths, all of them. You love them just the way you are because these are you, these are your parts that make you unique. And then you come into a space where now you're being aware of, even maybe it's a thought that comes from, maybe it's a comparison thought, an envy thought, all these thoughts. And then you be like, hmm, where is such a thought coming from? Are you not really satisfied with who you are? Do you not believe you're capable enough and have skills and you're created good enough? Like, you just go into a space of self introspection, over understanding, why do you think the way you think? Why do you do things the way you do? And to me now, I feel like this year has just been an year of understanding that optimism is the faith to achievement. Like optimism, believing that things are gonna turn out amazingly for you. This is in terms when you believe, like right now we are headed into a new year, and you're there, you have already goals that you have set. How can you now divide these goals into mini goals? Let's say maybe you want to lose weight, so you'll be like, okay, we now need to look at the diet. How have you been consuming food? Am I consuming food emotionally? So that now if I'm consuming things emotionally, I'll have to deal with my emotional being and understand, why am I emotionally consuming things? Is it that I'm under stress? How do I now deal with the stress? Is it that now I need to be more mindful? Do I need to sit down and have moments of just reflection, understanding, I have limiting beliefs that maybe might be limiting me to know the full of who I was really created to be. Because now, away from what you have been told growing up with your parents, with society, with education, with friends, there is more to you than that. There is more to what you have been told. So it's you now going into a season of asking yourself, who am I? Who am I without all these things? Who am I without these people? Who am I without the achievements, without the work, without the career, without the like? Who are you? Who are you? What are your values? What are your beliefs? What do you believe in? What do you love? What don't you love doing? What makes you ick? What does not make you ick? Like, just knowing all these things about yourself, they now get you into a space. Like for me now, having a holistic approach has helped me so much, because I do understand that one thing can affect each and every aspect of your life. And if your spirituality is not okay, even your natural will not flow with ease, because your spirituality is your highest being. It's your highest essence of who you are. You are a body, but this body, there is now a soul, and that's the most important aspect of you as a person. And now it's just understanding, for you to be connected to the soul, you have to be in a space of practicing mindfulness. You have to be in a state of meditation, of always reflecting, of always understanding, calling yourself back into a space of trying to know, you know, like the solitude space is where you recharge. The solitude space is where you find you. This is not a video to just only talk about solitude. It's that solitude will help you so much know who you really are and know your demons and face them. Because the moment you face your fear, no matter what your fear is, the moment you're facing your fear, it's you're telling the fear it's not stronger than you. The moment you're not facing the fear, it's like you're now glorifying the fear. So you've got to have the faith rather than the fear. Feed in your faith rather than the fear. So it might be fear of the unknown. Now we are going into a new year. There are things maybe you would have wanted to achieve by the end of this year, and probably you have now have to you just have to be in a space of gratitude for what you have at the moment, you know, and being open to greater things and brighter days happening and coming. But at the same time, you're grateful for what you have. And something that for me really helps me so much is in my moments of solitude and meditation, what I do is I visualize a lot. I visualize a lot. There are things that I don't have to have them in my physical realm for me to see them. I can already see them in another state of being, in another space of peace, gentleness, and calmness. I can already visualize the things that I want. And now that puts me in a space of manifestation. Like, it puts me in a state of I'm visualizing it. I'm already in the joy of how that achievement will look like. And so I live in that state. So things turn out like so amazingly the way they happen because I had visualized them. So just know that your mind is very powerful. You can tell your mind that you want to do something, you set your mind to something, and you do it because you are stronger than it. You are not your mind. You know, you're stronger than all this, you're greater than all this physicality that you see. So when you acknowledge that essence of you, you get into a space of now you're working on you. That's where now they say, you know, you're the greatest project you'll ever work on. You know, ask yourself, what are these things? What is the thing that I really wanted to do and I have not done it just because maybe I am fearful, you know? And now you can face the fear. Just face it. It might be a space of uncertainty, but uncertainty has miracles. The space where you feel like you do not know what things are happening and how things are going to turn out, that's where miracles are born. Miracles are born in a state of when you don't know how things are going to happen, when you're not in control. When you're not in control, things start happening even in ways that you cannot even imagine, because you're now letting a higher power be in control, and that's God. So, yeah, working on yourself is more of you, your values, you as a person, your intellect, reading the books, understanding that the more you read, the more you get to, you know, look at your, how do we call this, like the way pronunciation, the way you pronounce things will change the more you continue to do these good habits. And just know that the moment you start a good habit, you continue doing it, the consistency of you doing it gives you the result.